Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of new water bottles from a brand called CNOC that I picked up. I'm just going to review them real quickly here and kind of go through the pros and cons of each of them and compare them to what I have been using in the past and the reason that I'm probably going to be taking these out on the trail with me the next time I go out. So let's get into it. So just to reiterate, these are water bottles from CNOC, and what I'm going to be looking at today specifically is the 2-liter kind of bladder folding looking one. That is the Vecto 2-liter, and then the 1-liter folding, compressing, whatever you want to call it, water bottle, which is the Vesica, and it's a 1-liter. What I have talked about a lot in the past and what I've used on a lot of my previous backpacking trips is the Smart Water 1-liter water bottles. Part of the reason I really enjoy these is that I can pick them up pretty much anywhere. I can always just fly to my location, drive to my location, and pick these up in a gas station or the airport, store before I head out of the airport, whatever it is. But these are really easy to pick up, so it's one of the reasons I really enjoy them. And they're also super light. The Smart Water bottle comes in at like 1.5 ounces for one of these bottles, so I really enjoy the lightweightness of this. But I just wanted to start looking into some different options, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I picked up this one in just a minute. But yeah, so I was looking at CNOC as a brand and kind of came across them, and I know they've been around for a while, but I came across them recently and thought they were really cool, so I picked them up and tested them out a little bit, and I'm just going to talk about that. So the first one we'll talk about is the CNOC Vecto 2-liter kind of squeeze folding bottle, whatever you want to call this thing. It comes in at 2.8 ounces, and compare that to like the 2-liter Smart Water bottle I just talked about. It's a really good comparison because while the Smart Water bottle is a little bit lighter, it's also 1 liter for one thing, but also this is a lot more durable. So I know you can't feel the material that I'm touching here, but it's a very thick rubber material, and it's going to be very tear resistant. It's going to stand up to a lot of wear and tear and stuff on the trail. So I'm not worried about this kind of falling apart on me or tearing or ripping or anything like that. So you can see me just doing that, and it's totally fine. That's one of the reasons I really enjoyed this when I picked it up. And another reason that I've really enjoyed this one is basically this right here that you see. And you might know where I'm going with this. I use squeeze filters most of the time for my water filtering. So like the Sawyer Mini squeeze filter. Like most filters that are bottles now, you can kind of use like the Sawyer and put it right on top of it. But the big thing is that they added this feature, which is you pull this off, unfold it, and then you can open up the entire back of the water bottle to actually scoop water into it. Now, if you've ever dealt with the Sawyer Mini, and then even with like the Smart Water bottle, which like I've said, I really enjoy the Smart Water bottles, but if you've ever tried to filter water with these, it was always a huge pain to try and get water into water bottles to then filter out of the Sawyer and into something else. It was always like this really big kind of pain in the butt to be able to get water so I can actually filter it through. And this really just removes that issue. So really enjoy the sort of you can fold this up, you can stuff it somewhere. It'll basically take up no space. It has air in it right now, but you can fold it up, squeeze it up, scrunch it up, all that. Kind of a cool thing is I used platypus bottles for a long time. And I think this is gonna be my new norm because platypus bottles are not nearly as durable feeling, and they also kind of retain the moisture more, and it's a lot harder to get water into the bottle because all you have is the kind of standard size bottle neck kind of entrance thing there. But with this one, you can actually fill it up from the bottom, and it still folds up really nicely, and you can just do that. So that's 2 liters of dirty water. You can filter it out of it really simply, and you can fill it up in no time. I'm going to show you this process. Actually, I'm going to show you with water in it and filtering through it and squeezing it down in just a second, but I wanted to show you this like this without water in it first. The next one from CNOC is the Vesica. Now, this one is a 1-liter bottle, and as you can see, it's I have it folded up like this. So the feature of the Vesica is that it has kind of a harder plastic top and harder plastic bottom, and I'm going to show you this full of water as well, but I tested it out. It does stand upright when you have water in it, so that's really nice. But the idea of this one is that you can basically have a full liter of water in here, but when you don't need it, when you're traveling, you can scrunch it up like that, and that's the whole size of the bottle. Now, there are smaller bottles you can get, like once again, platypus will technically kind of fold into a smaller bottle for you, but this is once again that like really thick rubberized plastic kind of stuff, and I'm pulling as hard as I could on that. And it's really not losing shape or form, hasn't torn. It's really durable. I know I can just fold and reuse this over and over and over again. It'll be perfectly fine. Platypus doesn't quite give me that much confidence with its bottles. And even compared to the Smart Water bottle right here, even compared to the Smart Water bottle, it's the same size, although it probably doesn't look like it right now, but it is the same amount of water. It's a liter for each of them, but this one doesn't feel as durable as this one. And also, if you have dirty water in here, filtering dirty water out of this and you squeeze this over and over again, you can, like I can just tell you from experience that the plastic here is gonna start losing some of its durability in its form, and it's gonna feel a little bit kind of hairy to be able to like squeeze it all the time. Whereas this one, there's gonna be no problem with that. Actually, can't remember if I already said this, but just to reiterate, the Vecto 2 liter is 2.8 ounces, empty of course, and then the Vesica 1 liter is 2.4 ounces. So almost the exact same weight for a full liter more of water, but just so you know, that's kind of the weights of them. So not much different from like a smart water bottle. Smart water bottle is 1.5 ounces, so you add about an ounce for a lot more durability and usability in the 1 liter. So I did tell you that I was going to kind of talk about the cons of these two water bottles or the CNOC products as well. To be honest, the Vecto doesn't really have a con to me. It's a much more durable material than the other ones I've been using. It has a great way to fill it from the back end and use like a whole opening to be able to fill water in it instead of just the small nozzle here, which is what the case is with like if you're trying to filter through a smart water bottle or even like a platypus bottle or a lot of other water bottles. They're really small openings that you're trying to get water through. And if you've ever done it yourself, you know it's a pain. If you haven't done it, just take my word for it, it is. And also, unfortunately, I don't have a live running stream or something in my backyard of my suburban house. So I can't show you me like filling this up in a stream or anything, but just take my word for it. It's a lot easier to fill up this than through this end and then like something like this. So since I also am not outside right now, I'm just gonna show you that it does roll up. I have the cap on, of course, but it does roll up and you can squeeze it just like you would want with a 2 liter kind of bladder situation to be able to squeeze water through a squeeze filter and filter the water through. So I really love this thing. It's great. It even has the ability to hang it. So if you want to do like hang filter, something like that, you can actually just hang it up just like that and it works great. And I love it. So I really enjoy this one. So now talking about the Vesica, which is the 1 liter kind of bottle version. I talked about this a little bit before, but it basically has a hard plastic top and a hard plastic bottom. It does stand upright when you have it full. I can even do it on my hand just like that. And all of that is great. It feels comfortable to hold actually, and it does fit into like the back, like the side pouch of a backpack just fine when it is full. This is what I do not like about this. So you have this, it is consistently rigid and keeps kind of shape and form here. With the CNOC, the issue I had with it is if you unscrew this and then you try to drink out of it one-handed, it's basically folds in on the point where your hand is. That's a really big issue. Even if you try to hold it on the top and drink out of it, this folds down. If you hold it from the bottom, that's obviously not gonna work. So you basically have to hold it with 2 hands to drink out of it without it just sort of splashing water all over you. I did it when I first bought these and I tried it out just to test it out and I had that issue. So let's see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen here. So I can hold it like that, but if I try to, it kind of like folds up and it was like gushing water into my mouth. So it can technically work, but as it gets more and more empty, you run into more and more issues because as it gets emptier, you're trying to hold it and then it folds and then it just gets really awkward. So to show you what I'm talking about here is now I have it pretty much at half fill. And then if you screw it open, you try to drink out of it, you're just gonna do this. If you try to hold it down here, I'm so scared. It's gonna it doesn't work. So then you gotta hold it like this. And hold it on the top and the bottom. So if you're trying to drink out of it with one hand, it becomes kind of a complication. So it can work, it does work, but it starts kind of, its best feature also becomes its worst enemy sort of thing where it starts to lose shape and form after it's running out of water. So be aware of that when you are using this, that it might kind of start causing some issues. So I haven't actually tried to do this. I was curious, yeah, if you start squeezing it like that as well, it's gonna just gush out. So the Vecto, the 2 liter bladder kind of version, I absolutely recommend. I love it. And I think I'm gonna take it on all my trips from this point on because it's a lot easier to fill that than any other bottle I've used. And it's a lot easier to filter through a squeeze filter in that sense. This one, I'm only take it out on my next trip, but I'm not sure it's gonna be a winner just because its packable size is awesome, but trying to drink out of it with 2 hands, I could find that to be a little annoying, especially if you're holding trekking poles. You gotta kind of drop them and then do it and manhandle everything. So I'm not sure about this one, but definitely the Vecto, the 2 liter, I will be taking with me on the next trip. But the Vesica, I'm gonna give it a shot, but there you go. So that's the CNOC Vecto and Vesica and 2 water bottles and bladders that I kind of recently came across and really enjoyed and wanted to review for you. So I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.